Mechanics! Mechanics! Let's go. Oh, this song gets me so hype. I love it. All right, let's get started. All right, this time it'll be different. Okay, now we have music this time, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me know if things are too loud or too soft. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I am over the moon. I'm so excited. I really thought I was only going to be streaming to like 2 people at most, so really, really humbled by all your support. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm really happy about it. So thank you guys. Thanks for showing up, taking, time out of your day to come see me. It's for those of you on the West Coast, I know it's like kind of early-ish. So yeah, definitely appreciate you showing up. So welcome mechanics. Welcome to, of course I'm forgetting things. Welcome to our introductory team meeting. Watching me while at work. Oh man, thank you so much. Thanks, Siak. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Yep, welcome to the slideshow. Welcome to the PowerPoint. I hope you all brought notepads and pens, because this team ain't got the money for them. You gotta supply your own. Whip out your notepads. All right, so welcome to the team meeting. I am Owen Aeon, your sparkly race cat. I love going fast and looking good doing it. Welcome to your new job at Aeon Automotive Systems. You guys are my mechanics. I'm glad. Finally you're employed. Is this anyone's first job? Hands up. Hands up if this is the first job you've ever had. Maybe this is your side gig. Side gig, let's go. All right, so welcome, new mechanics, to the team. We're going to go through a little introduction. So, first up, about me. So, I'm Owen Aeon. I am the lead racing driver for Aeon Automotive Systems. You may be wondering if the name is related. Yes, it is. My dad owns the company. I am 23 years old. My birthday is January 15th. I'm 165 centimeters high. That's 5'5" in freedom units. And my racing number is 15. And this is my logo on the right here. You're going to see that a lot. Let's get into my likes and dislikes. So what do I like? I like overtakes. I like driving fast and then getting around somebody on the track and not crashing while doing it. Where do I prefer to overtake? I'd say probably on the straights. I really like to get a good run on somebody, get that slipstream right behind them, pull out alongside and, get ahead. Especially when it's like right down to the finish line. I've had a few races where I won by the skin of my teeth and zoomed pretty hard there. A month and a day. Oh man, Saku, we are so close. I also like frilly clothes, though you might not notice it from the racing suit I'm wearing right now. It's pretty standard racing gear because it has to be flame retardant and you know, complies with regulations and all that, keeps you safe. But casually, I like to wear, you know, some more effeminate wear. And if you stick around, probably in the near future, you're gonna maybe see some of that. Maybe I've got a second outfit coming. You never know. So look out for that. I also like cocktails. I'm a big cocktail fan. So I do a little bit of mixology. I have a little bar in my basement that I like to keep stocked for when friends come over and, you know, just enjoy a few drinks like on a Friday night or on the weekends. I'm a big gin fan. I like gin drinks, but I'll try pretty much everything. I've been trying to get into sake recently. It's a little hard because like I don't really know what's good and what's not. So I'm always looking for recommendations if you have them. But yeah, I'm hoping to do some streams where we do some, you know, themes around like cocktails and mixology and stuff like that. I also like brown noise. So if you don't know what brown noise is, you might know like white noise, right? So like white noise is kind of like, you know, when you know, old TVs, you turn them on and you'd hear like the static in the background. Like if you weren't tuned into like the right channel, it'd go shh like that. Brown noise is more like the distant hum of an engine or a waterfall. So if you've been on an airplane and you fall asleep, it's like the engine noise that's in the background. That's what brown noise is. So I really like to listen to brown noise like when I'm concentrating. It helps me like focus on work and, you know, what I need to do during the day. It also helps me put me to sleep sometimes too. So like recently I went on a trip to a city and I took the train there and I was like really tired, really tired because I had to wake up very early. And the one way I know to get myself to like kind of conk out and take a nap is to put my earbuds in and listen to brown noise. So it's comforting. I definitely recommend it. You should try it sometime. All right, now for my dislikes. So what do I not like? Tire deg. This is a tire degradation if you're new to motorsports. So this is when your tires start falling apart because they're running hot or you're turning the wheel too hard and you're kind of moving, you know, roughly against the pavement. And yeah, your tires cannot degrade without your consent, right? So yeah, it's like if you don't move the car at all, if you don't, you know, go hard on them, then your tires can't degrade. But if, you know, you're really racing hard and you're really, you know, turning into those turns and you're hitting the curbs and the track's hot, you're going to get a lot of tire deg. So yeah, so I like to, you know, I want to make my tires last as long as possible during the race because, you know, the more tire deg you get, the more unpredictable your car is going to be and the easier it is to maybe spin out and, you know, go into a ditch somewhere. So we don't want that to happen. Another dislike of mine, people smells. I don't like smells in general. I definitely don't like how people smell either. I think body odor is disgusting. Yep, farts are pretty gross too. I don't even like thinking about my own smell. So it's just not something I'm into. I really just don't like it. So like the sniffa meme, not for me. Nope, sorry, no sniffas here. I just don't like it. Yeah, the smell of gasoline actually pretty good. And asphalt too. The smell of asphalt, you know, new asphalt. Oh man, that's some good stuff. What's funny is I like those smells. But I'm also a tea drinker, but I don't really like the smoky teas, right? Like Lapsang Souchong. I'm not really a fan of that. I'll drink pretty much any other tea, but Lapsang Souchong, it's got that really heavy smoky flavor. I like the smell of it, but I don't like drinking it. So I'm a bit of a mixed bag of contradictions, unfortunately. The other thing, I don't like mouth noises. So when someone's like going, you know, like chewing with their mouth open or maybe slapping their gums into the mic, I hate it. I can't stand it. It drives me insane. I'll go into meetings with the team and, you know, there's always that one guy and he's always got his mic on and he never knows to mute it. And he's just like chomping down on a sandwich during the meeting. And it's just like, oh God. Luckily, most of the meetings I go into, I have moderator control, so I can like mute people at will. So when they're not looking, I'll just right click mute them. Yeah. So yeah, mouth noises, not for me. And biggest dislike, flaky people. So people that say, hey, I'm definitely gonna show up for your party, or like, I'm definitely gonna meet you there, and then they just don't show up. And it's not even like an excuse. It's just like, they just don't show up. And then you're left hanging there and you're like, well, I took, several hours out of my day to show up for this thing, and so never showed up. That's unfortunate. So that's another big peeve of mine. So yeah. So those are my likes and dislikes. Yeah, big mood. Yep. All right, so let's get into the credits here. So model and design. So here's my full model on the left. Very, very cute. I'm very, very happy with it. Very pretty hair and eyes and ears, and the tail. The tail's so fluffy. I'm really, really happy with that. You can't have ears without the tail, right? So my model, key illustration, all my logos, and pretty much all the graphic design you see in the stream, on my socials, and everywhere is from eHanby, at Hanby Design on Twitter. And I would definitely follow them. So I've linked eHanby's credits in my Twitter, so you can go there and click on the link to them, and I'll be crediting them in the future with more models, illustrations, design, and all that. Yeah. So yeah, and I see we already have some fans in the chat, so give them your support. So character concept and the intro video were both me. Obviously, like the character concept, it's like a joint effort with myself and E. But I spent quite a while kind of like working out like, what do I really want out of this? I've wanted to do streaming and VTubing and PNG tubing for a long time now. I did a little bit of streaming kind of back during the pandemic, like mid 2020. And it was just kind of to test the waters and see if it was something that like I wanted to try doing. But for one reason or another at the time, it didn't quite work out. I had a few streams and I had a few people watching, but I really wanted to do something more with it. And at the time, I just didn't really have the resources to do it. But over time, I've kind of felt like, hey, this is definitely something I want to do, and it's something that like I don't want to die before I get a chance to try it out fully, right? So I figured, why not give it a shot? I definitely want to give a shout out to an inspiration of mine, and his name is Randon Uring, and I know we have some folks in here that are fans of him. So he's another streamer. He's an orc VTuber, and he's older gentleman, and he's very charismatic, and he's been like a big source of inspiration for me and wanting to get into it. And I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it too. I think I want to do this for myself. So I just want to give a shout out to Randon for being that kind of inspiration and that sort of, I wouldn't say a guiding light, but like definitely like someone that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because Randon can do it. So big ups to Randon out there. So next slide. More credits. So the alert animation and chibi model, which I'm using for a Fugi right now, is by Huxley. And I see Hux in the chat. Thank you so much, Hux. These are super cute. So definitely go follow Huxley on Twitter. That's their Twitter handle there, Hux in Love, with some leet speak. 1 for the I and 0 for the O. So go follow Huxley. They're very talented. They do everything on a phone. So Hux does not have a computer. Hux only has a phone. So they did everything on a phone for me. So thank you so much again, Hux. And all the BGM you hear, so for the intro, what you're listening to right now, and then any other scenes that I have set up at the moment, are by Anonymous on Dova Syndrome. So if you're not familiar, Dova Syndrome is a music website where you can freely go and look at music that creators have uploaded and use it freely for your streams. And I don't think attribution is required, but I definitely want to shout out this specific artist because I really like their music, and I think it fits my personality and kind of what I'm doing here. So definitely wanted to give some attribution there to Anonymous. Definitely appreciate it. Extreme. Okay, so let's talk about your job as mechanics, otherwise known as chat. So you guys are my support team. So what I want from you, I want you to have fun. Have fun. I want you to have fun. If you're not having fun, I want you to tell me if you're not having fun. Have fun and cheer me on, right? We want to support each other. I want to support you. I want you guys to have a good time, and I also want to have a good time. So if we both help each other out and we give each other, you know, good feedback and positivity, we're going to have a good time together. Yeah. So, including that, I want to say ground rules, be respectful, right? Be respectful to me and be respectful to each other, right? So don't start shit in the chat. Don't hate on each other. You know, just, you know, be kind to one another, be respectful. We're all going to have a good time. And, you know, the mods won't have to step in and stop any fights. Yeah. With that said, moderator applications are open. So if you do want to be a mod for the channel, you can send me a DM through Twitter or Discord, or shoot me an email through my email, which is on my website, which you can find from my links below. And that's eonautomotive@gmail.com. Definitely read the rules in the panels below. I'm not going to list them all here because I know you can all read. You all made it to Twitch and you all made it to my stream. But definitely please take a look at the rules below. They're pretty standard. I think you'll find them on pretty much any other streamer's channel. You know, definitely abide by the Twitch terms of service. That supersedes everything. And just to summarize that, no backseating. I really love going through games the first time and experiencing them myself, like without any spoilers. I'm big on like no spoilers. So just don't backseat me. I will ask for help if I want it. Definitely will pay attention to when I'm having a hard time and I'm getting frustrated and really need some help, because I don't want to sit on the same puzzle for 3 hours and you guys get bored and leave, right? Like that's just not cool. But I will definitely ask you if I need help. So appreciate no backseating. Obviously no bigotry, you know, no sexism, racism, queerphobia. That's all outlined in the rules below. I have a zero tolerance policy on that kind of stuff. So if I see that at all, you're just instantly banned, and I will not unban you because I have no remorse, no regrets. Yeah. And try to refrain from self-promotion. I know it's hard out there. I know it's really hard to get your name out there and show people like what you do, or, you know, try to attract people into your circle and get noticed and all that. But please try to refrain from self-promotion. If you do have something you want to show me, like if you're really proud of your art and you're really proud of, you know, something you've built and you're a creator and you want to show me stuff, definitely like at me on Twitter or Blue Sky, and I will definitely take a look at it. I definitely look at all my notifications, at least for right now. Well, I'm still, you know, pretty small. But yeah, if you want to show me something, absolutely go at me on Twitter or Blue Sky, or send me something in an email. But let's try and keep it out of the chat just to keep things, you know, orderly. Definitely appreciate it. Trail's already trying to bend the rules a little bit. All right. Yeah, we'll send them to Detroit if they're not good. Send them to Detroit. All right. My social tags and my schedule. So my fan tag on Twitter and Blue Sky is Aeon Team. So you can always hashtag Aeon Team if you want to keep things within the fan tag. It's definitely not being used by anyone else. I double checked. So we should be the only ones in there. I think the last post of that tag was probably like 8 years ago or something. So we're good. The art tag, if you do want to make fan art of me or anything like creatively related, the art tag is hashtag Owen Art. Also a tag that is not being currently used. So feel free to put anything in there. Yeah, it's pronounced Eon, like E-O-N. Yep. My schedule, so I don't really have a set schedule yet. So this coming week here, or this current week, I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday to start. I want to do at least 2 streams per week, ideally 3 streams, depending on what's going on in my, you know, offline life. I think I might do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it could be, some weeks it could be excuse me, goodness. It could be a Tuesday, Thursday. I intend to stream 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific time. I know that that's a bit early for Pacific time zone, but for me, 8 p.m. works really well. And definitely keep your eye out for Gorilla streams. I'm definitely someone that is a little bit more spur of the moment when it comes to, content like this. I definitely want to, grab like a Saturday here and there, maybe even a Sunday where, I'm not doing anything, I'm not traveling or doing anything else, and want to just kind of do a chill, like, hey, let's play like a long form game. Maybe we'll do like a whole afternoon. We'll do some kind of RPG or something like that. Yeah. So definitely want to do some Gorilla streams. Yeah. Thanks guys. Thanks for being supportive. And just to note, I am recording all these streams and then uploading them as VODs to YouTube after the fact. So before I get affiliate, Twitch, I think, stores VODs for 7 days. So you can watch on Twitch for 7 days, but I will be uploading all the streams to YouTube. And Gorilla stream, yeah, Gorilla is, I kind of memed it up, but it's a Gorilla stream, meaning that it's spur of the moment. It's not planned. Yeah. All right. So what kind of content can you expect from me? Primarily sim racing and arcade racing. I wanted to do this sort of racing plus VTubing form for a long time. I thought it's like a really cool niche. When I first thought of it a few years ago, I don't think anyone was doing it. And then over time, I've seen that there's actually quite a few of us now doing the sim racing thing or just racing related stuff. Famously, there's one VTuber who's a racing queen. Her name is Ashton Martin, and she's been like a big inspiration for me to do this. I thought, she does like, kind of more casual stuff like Mario Kart and things like that. But like, I just thought the racing idea was like such a cool idea. So I'm definitely out there. I want to support like all my other racing VTubers and pngtubers out there. So I'm trying to kind of, make my way into the community and see who's who. And, I'm always open to making more friends and collabing and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely looking forward to doing a lot of racing content. Yeah, we got to see who's the fastest. So also want to do like motorsport news streams. And this will probably just be like side content to like normal Zatsudan streams. I want to talk about what's going on in the motorsports world, specifically F1, because I'm a big F1 fan. So you'll probably hear about like what's the latest tea, how did the race go last week? We might do some race reviews. We might even do watch-alongs of races, thinking about kind of Gorilla streams where we do like, maybe we'll watch a race together, an F1 race. And yeah, we can talk about like the ins and outs as well. If you want to do like a newbie stream, I can't make you get interested in this stuff, but I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So, other content, Zatsudan. So those who don't know, Zatsudan is a just chatting stream. So this is just, chilling out together, hanging out at the end of the day, talking about everything, seeing how you guys are doing and talk about what I've been up to and all that. So I want to do some chatting streams. Hand cam. So I do have kind of the basics for hand cam setup. I kind of have the basics. So I have like a webcam. I have like a dedicated PC set up like down like in my workbench area. So I want to do some like DIY streams where maybe we build like models together. Maybe we do a little bit of like crafts. I put together a model the other day, and it's like these really cool little metal models. I forget the name of them, but like they're like little jet planes and things like that. And it's just something fun you can spend like 2 to 3 hours on and build on like a Saturday afternoon or whatever. So I want to do hand cam streams with that stuff, and also like cocktails as well. So again, like I have that bar set up. So I'd like to do some like mixing streams where I kind of put a couple of cocktails together and talk about, what goes into them and the history. And then, just have like a little Zatsudan chat, like a cocktail hour together. So yeah. I also want to do like N64 retro game streams. So I'm a big N64 fan. I grew up, with my older siblings, playing that with them, and also like old PC games as well, retro PC games. So, stuff that is kind of sitting in a bin somewhere, old CDs and DVDs and stuff. So I want to like bust out some of those. I don't really have any in mind yet, so I can't really name any names, but I definitely want to do some retro games. Maybe we'll theme it around like a certain day of the week. We'll see. And then also my Steam backlog. So I've got a lot of games that like I've just never gotten to. You get to a sale some years and it's just like, I'll buy everything. And then you have 10 games sitting in your Steam library that you just thought you were going to play and then you never got to. So there's definitely some stuff in there that I want to try out, some stuff I've been meaning to get to for a while. So yeah, so content wise, gonna be like probably about 30% sim racing and motorsport stuff, 30% chatting and retro stuff, and then the last 30% or so is gonna be like just random games, Steam backlog, that type of thing. So I want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring me and the team. We've got Super Maneuver Energy, our energy drink brand, JLG Investments, one of our big investment companies, Dear VPN. Dear VPN provides VPN services. Subscribe today. And Hirano Ferry, which is a fashion label that I'm attached to, and I model for them, and they provide us a lot of support. So thank you again to our sponsors. And thank you to you guys for joining the mechanics and joining the team. All right. So I want to jump into iRacing and do a little racing for you guys. So the next race is going to be at 8:45 my time. So that's about 15 minutes from now. So we have just enough time to jump into that. So let me just get set up here. 1 second. Just got to turn a couple of things on because iRacing needs like 5 or 6 different things running in the background to get going. All right. So switch here. iRacing. All right, cool. All right, so let's get registered for the Formula V Sim Magic series. So Formula V is really cool. So these are like the cheapest, kind of smallest open wheel racing cars that you can race in. And what they are basically, originally they were, oh wait, that's not what I want. Oh, did it switch over? Oh, is tonight the night it switches over? Oh, I thought we were going to Lime Rock. Okay. I see. Okay. Well, we're going to a brand new racetrack that I have never raced before. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be really scuffed. Because I was practicing on Lime Rock before this. Oops. All right. So the thing about iRacing too is it takes a while to get set up. It takes a while to load, even with an SSD. So try to be patient with me. Yeah, uncharted territory, right? This is very exciting. It's exciting for you, exciting for me. No Paul Newman straight, or isn't it the Sam Posey straight, or is there two? There's like the Paul Newman straight and then the Sam Posey straight, or something like that. That's too bad. I actually wanted to take you guys to Lime Rock because that's actually a racetrack I've been to. Oh boy, here we go. All right, it did load. All right. Okay, so this is a brand new track. And it's got a lot of corners to it. All right, so we're gonna go out and practice. So what this is, oh my gosh, did it load? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm in the Formula V right now. So as I was saying, this is like a really itty bitty one-seater car with a Volkswagen engine in it. So it's basically a Volkswagen Beetle engine, I think, with a chassis around it. So it's basically the cheapest car that you can race as like an amateur race car driver. And I think it's like bare minimum to like buy one of these things and race it is something like $12,000, which is like, it sounds like a lot, but in racing world, that's like really cheap. All right, so I've never driven this track before, but luckily we get 10 minutes of practice time before the race starts, so I can at least like kind of learn the track, but I'm probably gonna spin out a few times and crash into people, so I might really suck. Oh, and I've already spun out. Okay, but that's what practice is for. Oh, and then somebody ran into me. Cold tires. Yeah, so the thing with iRacing is, and is the sim too loud for you guys, or is it okay? I just want to know how the audio is, because it's a bit loud in my ears. It's good? Okay, cool. So the cool thing about sim racing is especially iRacing, it aims to really accurately simulate almost every part of racing. So the tires actually have heat in them. They actually have temperature. So while tires are cold while you're racing, it's really easy to spin out because you're not getting as much grip on the track. So as the tires... as the tires warm up, you'll get more grip on the track. So really you want to put in like 2 to 3 laps while you're practicing before the race so that you can get temperature into the tires so that they stick to the racetrack better. So like as you go through your first lap, everyone, usually in sim racing in the more casual leagues, we go, cold tires, cold tires, cold tires. We'll like yell it before we start racing just to remind ourselves that you have no temperature in these tires. You really got to kind of go slow and take the corners like really easy, because otherwise you're just going to be a wreck and just like go off into the wall, which sucks. So that's what I'm doing right now. And oh my God, there's so many turns in this track. I'm never going to learn this before the race. So we're probably going to take this very slow. Does anyone ever try to pour hot water on them or something to try and prep? So funny you should say that. I don't know about other racing series because I'm not really familiar with most of the racing series, but in Formula One, they have what's called tire blankets. So they're allowed to have these like really fancy, basically electric blankets that they wrap the tires around in. And they'll wrap them in these tire blankets. They'll heat them up to like, I think like 350 or 400 degrees Fahrenheit or something like really hot. And then they'll put them on the car as close to the race time as possible. And also like when they do a pit stop and they change tires on the car, they'll take the tires out of the tire blankets and then immediately run them out to where the car is and slap them on the car in the span of like basically 35 to 40 seconds. So they want to have the tires as hot as possible so that the cars, you know, they don't lose so much temperature that, you know, they're losing time and, you know, they're getting into dangerous situations like spinning out. There are, you know, caveats to this or, you know, kind of downsides. It's like, it's a big waste of energy, right? It's like you're using all this electricity to just heat these tires just to make them warm. It's a little ridiculous, but that's just the state of F1 right now. All right, so I'm doing a little bit better now. I haven't spun out because I'm kind of taking it a little bit easier, but there's no way I'm going to get anywhere close to first in this race because this is just not a track I'm familiar with. Luckily, these cars are like really easy to drive. This is a very basic car in the sim. You get this for free, which is funny I say that because like for those who don't know about iRacing, so iRacing it's a bit expensive to get into. And what I mean by that is like it has a subscription model. So it starts at like $15 a month and you know, there's discounts if you pay by every 3 months or every year or whatever. But there's a subscription, but there's also most of the cars and most of the tracks in the game you have to pay for separately. So, you know, like if you want a really nice car, it's like that's $15 you're slapping down there. If you want a new track, that's another like $15 or $20 there. So it's definitely a kind of, I wouldn't really call it a game. I mean, it basically is a game, but it's not really a sim that like you kind of get into lightly. It is expensive, right? It's expensive also to get the hardware to play it as well. Like the racing wheel, the pedals and all that stuff, that's not cheap, right? The Logitech like G29, which is kind of like the entry level, that's like $200 right there. So it's, yeah, sim racing, it's expensive, but like once you kind of clear that hurdle, it is so much fun to get into. But this car, the Formula V, this is one of the free cars you can get. So if you have a wheel, if you have your pedals, and you know, can afford like a $15 sub, you can race this car for free. And I've had so much fun racing the Formula V. I'll buy like all these cars like GT3s and I made those guys go into each other. They weren't expecting that. I don't know if any of you saw that in my rear view mirror, but those guys just went into each other. I think they didn't think I was going to brake at that time. But yeah, I mean, there are free cars, which is great. So it's like a great way to kind of get into it. And like I was saying, like I've bought like fancy cars that I do love racing, but like I'll always come back to the Formula V just because it's just so much fun to race. And it's so like easy to take around a turn and learn the tracks with and all that. Trail says, what is that big red bar under the rear view mirror? So that is, I forget the proper name for it, but it's to basically show you through each sector you're going through how much time you're losing or how much time you're making up. So as you go through the course, it will show you how your time compared to your best time. So in this instance, I'm going around this corner better than I ever have before. I'm getting like good time here. I'm down 0.2 seconds on my time. So that's showing me you're improving. You're doing better going through this sector of the course. If it's red, then you're doing worse. So it's a really good gauge of like, how am I doing? Am I improving? Am I getting worse? Right? So it's the best indicator of, you know, just your performance on the track. Yeah, it is really cool. There's other like panel views you can see like on the left-hand side of my screen. There's like a versus session optimal sector that keeps a record of like your best and worst laps, what your optimal times are. Yeah, it's a delta bar. That's it. So your delta, and for those of you that, you know some base like kind of what is it, like not the more obscure maths, delta is the change in your the changes compared to like a fixed number. So your delta is that change. So on the left-hand side, like I was saying, we have the session optimal sector. So it's showing me like what my best and worst times are, what's an optimal lap time for me. And on the right-hand side, we have our box, the relative. So you can see where I am relative to everyone else on the track. You can also change this. So I'm hitting a button on my steering wheel right now, so you can adjust your fuel. You can look at your tire pressure. You can get info about the tires, like the tire temperature, like I was talking about before. And then there are pit stop adjustments too for cars where you want to kind of tell your mechanics to change certain things on the car. Like in the ovals, it's like, do you want to change, how the rear end is, or do you only want to change out certain tires on the car, like only change the right hand side tires and leave the left hand alone. And then what else we got? There's also like in-car adjustments, like I can change the pressure bias. I can even change the color on the screen. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Okay, I don't have all my buttons set up because it's been a while since I actually used the wheel. But yeah, there's like different stuff you can kind of play with. And then, graphics adjustments for the sim as well, like your FOV and all that stuff. And then radio, so you can have like different radio setup, like I only want to talk to people in my league or in my team. And then the weather as well, so it'll give you like what's the temperature outside right now, because like I said, like all the temperature stuff that matters in the sim. All right, so it's 8:42, so I think I forgot to register for the race, so we got to jump out really quick. We got to jump out of the car. Come on. Okay, and you can see my car there. So this is cool. It gives you like a replay of what you did on the track. I got my Takanashi Kiara KFP car there, which I did the skin for. But I got to jump out of this practice session, and I got to get to the race because it's going to start in like 2 minutes. So let's withdraw from this. And I'll show off some of my skins later on another session. But okay, gotta register for the race. Okay, cool. All right, we made it. So we've registered for the race. So the interesting thing about iRacing is that the sessions happen depending on what the type of car it is and series you're racing for. It's timed throughout the day. So the V's here, the Formula V's, they have a race every hour of 45 minutes after the hour. So there's a race at 8:45, 9:45, 10:45, etc. 24 hours. Some of the series, like the Formula 3 and some of the other open wheelers, they're a bit more, I guess, quote unquote, serious. They happen like every 2 hours. So you'll see like, I can only race at like, say, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. So it kind of adds a layer of seriousness to the racing stuff where it's like people really want to do well in the game. They want to not crash out immediately, because if you crash out immediately in the race, that's it. You're done for the next 2 hours. You'll have to go race another series. Maybe that was your favorite car, and then it's just a bummer the rest of the night, right? You're just like, oh man, I crashed out and that was my favorite car. So you definitely don't want to screw up racing. You definitely want to put in the time to practice. What else? The darn, I lost track there. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, the iRating. So there's this thing called iRating. Uh-oh, there's a bot in there. EFAF, I set you as a mod. I don't know if you know how to do anything, but you can ban or kick them. It's probably just like /ban or /kick. Damn, first stream, I'm already getting bots. I must be doing something right. So what I was saying, oh yeah, so there's another couple of stats in the game. There's like I rating and safety rating. So I rating is like your rating overall. I rating is like your rating overall. That allows you to get into like the higher end series. So like you can't just race F1 cars right off the bat. You kind of have to earn your right to race like the more advanced cars. So you kind of have to work your way up from rookie racing and then work your way into a higher rating. And sorry, I said I rating, but it's actually security rating. Your security rating is basically how reliable you are at not crashing out into other people. All right, so the session we're registered for is starting. So the race is starting. This was just another practice session. So we're going to click on race, and then we're going to actually join in the race. So I'm going to hit race here. So leave open practice and join your race. Let's go. Yeah, so your security rating. So basically, you don't want to crash into anybody, and you don't want anyone else to crash into you, because that's going to lower your security rating. And you can actually fall out of a rating. So I'm an A rating right now, so I can do like the highest tier of racing stuff, so I can drive F1 cars. But if I crash too many times, or if other people crash into me too many times, we'll start having that security rating lower, and then I might go from an A rating to a B rating, which sucks. Because then you're like, oh man, I gotta grind again and get back up to A rating. But if you're smart about it and you know what you're doing and you're a very careful driver, it's pretty easy to build up that safety rating. It's really when you're taking big risks and you're being stupid and other people are being stupid around you is when you start losing that security rating. And then you get the spins, the spinala.
Nothing, just an incident.
All right, so we're getting a little bit extra practice here before the race starts. So we're gonna try and learn the course one last time and not spin out on the start. No, that's something I added in. I have a few cute sound clips I put into OBS.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
All right, so serious time now. Let's do a little bit of practice. Let's try and get around the first few corners without spinning out. And I'm probably going to hang out near the back because I don't know what the braking markers are yet. I really don't know where to brake. And that's a big problem when you're racing because the guy behind you is going to go, oh, well, we all know where to brake, right? And then if I don't brake at the right time, he's probably going to go directly into the back of me. Especially because this is a rookie series where everyone's like, might be new, depending on where you fall within the order. So I don't really want to mess up anyone else's race too. So I'm just going to take this one easy. We're going to hang near the back. We're going to let people go by us. And we're just kind of, you know, like enjoy the scenery, maybe chat a little bit. I'll try and keep an eye on chat. You're off to the left for me right now. And I'm really kind of focusing on the drive. But, you know, I'll try and keep up with it. Trail, you're doing the driving motions with me. You got your fake steering wheel in front of you. Don't worry, Hux. It'll be all right. Oh, God, I'm going to spit out. All right, so we got the checkered flag, so that means the race is starting. So it's going to kick me out here, and it's going to put me on the starting line. All right, so it's doing a little replay of what I was just doing. All right, so now we're going to do our qualifying. So we have an 8-minute qualifying, a maximum of 2 laps. So depending on how quickly we go around the track is where it's going to place me in the start order. So we're going to do a qualifying run, and we'll see if we can make it to the end. I'm probably going to be last, like I said, because I have never played this track before.
Looks clear. All right, Owen, we've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate.
Can you guys hear Chief? Can you hear the guy in the background where he's like, all right, let's go, Owen? I might not have hooked that up correctly. I can hear him, but you might not be able to hear him. You can hear him? Oh, sweet. I love that Chief has... I think he's got like over 1,000 names programmed into him. So like of course I went for the Owen, right? So it's really cool. So he'll say things like, oh, tough luck, Owen, or like, hey Owen, nice job, nice pass. You know, he'll be like really encouraging. He'll also like talk shit sometimes. He'll be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But you can tone that down. There's like a setting, and I think I did change it a while back. You can change it so like he's never like pessimistic, or he never like gives you crap or anything. I just want Chief to be encouraging. I need head pats. Man, it'd be really helpful if I had like a track map next to me right now. Yeah, the negging dial. You got it. Oh my god, I don't know this track at all. Oh no, I'm not gonna make this. Oh, lift, brake a little bit. Nope, shouldn't have braked. Okay, I made it. We did a little Tokyo drift around that one. That was that was close. Yeah, no being mean. Chief can get really mean sometimes. I've actually felt pretty good during one race before I turned the negging dial down, and I was like, man, I made it. I went up like 3 places, right? But I still ended up like 14th or something. And then Chief was like, that was terrible. I was like, no, Chief, why? Are there other racers in the track with you physically? So during qualifying, it's just me. So during qualifying, it's just me. But then when we get into the race, it's going to be me with other real life people. Yeah. And the interesting thing about iRacing too, they really take it seriously as far as the simulator goes. So they like to use people's real names. So when you actually register for the game, you're registering with your real name. So it's going to have your first and last name, whatever's on your credit card or your PayPal account. You can write into their support team and request that that's changed. They definitely prefer you have like a real person's name, and you can put whatever you want. You could be like, you know, not Peter Pan, but like, you know, like Will Smith. You know, you could say like, oh, I'm Will Smith, right?
It's now 32 Celsius.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like because you're racing people with their real names, sometimes you'll even run into like real motorsports personalities as well, like literal celebrities, people that drive for like the top series, right? So like the world champion right now in F1, Max Verstappen, he's a big iRacing guy. Like he'll play the sim like basically almost every day that he's not racing in real life or has other obligations. So I've met a few people that were like, oh yeah, I was in the same split as Max Verstappen in like such and such series, like a GT3 or something like that. So it's really cool knowing that, you know, with the real name thing, you are actually like racing alongside like other like real life professional motorsports personalities. It's really cool. Is Max the one with the cute star signature? I don't know what his signature looks like, actually. But yeah, the cool thing about changing your name is that, you know, P2. Interesting. Wait, am I only racing against one other person? Am I so low in the splits that I'm only racing one other person, or is nobody else qualifying? Okay, so I've done 2 laps. I set a terrible time, which is 1:53. So you can see that the guy who's faster than me is 1:43. So I'm definitely going to be, like, at the back. This is really weird. Did nobody else qualify? Let's see. So we can get out of the car and see the results. Okay, yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like there's 12 people. So it looks like the other 10 people just decided that they didn't want to qualify. So that's actually kind of normal in the rookie series. They either like crash out or, you know, just want to be last because they don't want to, you know, get a negative security rating. If you're not first, you're last. I'm definitely going to be last. So while we're waiting for the race to start, I mean, I guess we can hit ready to race. Really end your qualifying round.
Fastest lap for close, 141.0.
Yeah, I've already put in my 2 laps, so I don't think I need to put in any more there. Yeah, we're coming for Daniel Kolos here. Oh, we're also coming for Ethan Bilski too. All right, so one of the cool things you can do in this mode, it's like a television mode. You can go back and watch like prior laps, and then you can like change the camera view and make like cool little movies and stuff. You can like zoom in. You can even like kind of go free flying around the track and just like find stuff around. Let's see if we can Oh, there's like a blimp view where you can view from above. And I've forgotten like all the controls. But we'll kind of play around with that sometime. Go looking at some of the tracks, take a look. I definitely wanted to do Lime Rock because like I said, I've actually been there. I want to talk about like, you know, the hill and how the track's set up and like kind of the different areas and the paddock and things like that. There's also like gnomes hiding behind like some of the Marshall stations and some of the trees and stuff. So those are always fun to go find. But yep, there's like a chase cam here, and yeah, I can't really remember the controls right now, but there's a way to kind of rotate around the car and stuff like that. And yeah, you can definitely free cam into the crew, guys. This is a cool one, this nose view, so you can view it from like right on the track, and you can hide the UI like that too, so you can make like really cool movies. I made a few iRacing videos back in the day. I might bring some of those back because they're pretty funny. Gearbox view, we got the roll bar view. Suspension view. This one's a really cool one. I like this one a lot because you're kind of like right there in the action. You get some really good views like when people pass you. This one's good too from the rear, left rear. Gyro right front. Yeah, this is a good one. That's so cool. And I'm on an ultra wide too, so I actually have a much wider view than you guys can see right now. You're a bit limited. You're more viewing in like a 16:9 resolution, where I'm like in a 21:9 resolution, so I get like a much wider view along the left and right edges. But that would be kind of hard to stream, you know. It was like have big black letterboxing above and below, so I don't want to do that to you guys. I want you to actually see what's going on. Oh, scenic view. This is the one where you can kind of like fly around the track and see what's going on. So there's actually like crowds alongside of the track hanging out on the hills and stuff. So you can kind of like fly over there and see like their silly faces, and some of them are like cheering with their arms up.
That's the end of the session, P4.
All right, so end of the qualifying session, now the race. So the race should be about 12 minutes long. So we're going to go to the grid. We have a countdown here, 2 minutes till the race goes live. So we click on grid. If you miss the grid and you have to go late, like if you take a idle meeting, walk away and come back and you miss that, you're going to be starting from the pit lane. So you're definitely going to be last at that time. So we're going to click on grid, go to the grid, and now we're starting. All right, so I actually set a time, and all these other guys did not set a time. So I'm actually sitting fourth in the order here, which is incredibly bad. Because I don't know this track. So I'm really expecting like everyone behind me to run into me, which is not good. We don't want that to happen. So what might happen is I might actually pull off to the side off the racing line and kind of let everybody go past me, because I don't want to mess up their race and I don't want to crash out right away. All right, so we're going to rev our engines. We're going to watch for the green lights and hit the gas. Y'all ready? Ready to go vroom? Yeah, let's drive smart. Drive hard, drive smart. Sometimes these 2 minutes last forever. I'm like, oh, can we just start already? Oh, here we go.
The track temp is 34.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drop the
so
clutch at like 60% throttle.
Get ready. Let's go.
All right, not bad. Oh, nope. I stalled out. All right, everyone go past me. It's cool. It's cool. I stalled out. Okay, go ahead. All right, phew. All right, I'm going to have to relearn how to start in the V. Because I was in first, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going max revs, and then I upshifted to second, and it just totally stalled on me. Oh, God, that turn was not good. I had cold tires there. So bad. Did I pass somebody? Oh, somebody already spun out.
Rough start, mate. We've got a lot of work to do now.
Oh, Chief's already hating. Chief's like, rough start, mate. I know it's a rough start. I'm so sorry, Chief. I'm so sorry. All right, so we're gonna watch everybody else's line and kind of learn where they're picking their lines here. So the game actually has like a line assist where it'll show you like what the intended racing line is, but that's sort of a it's an aid that you shouldn't rely on too much, because it's not always the best choice depending on what car you're in and what you're trying to do in the race. So I really like to spend a lot of time, and I'll spend like several hours really practicing on a track before. Oh, yellow flag. We got someone who ran off the track. So yellow flag is means slow down because there's an accident either on the track or somewhere adjacent to the track. So it's a signal for drivers that they have to slow down and be careful. So when Chief starts yelling yellow flag, we really want to be watching out for, you know, cars that are stranded on track or somebody spinning out or what have you. Oop, 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 oop. Oh man, these guys are just going into each other here. This is not good. I might actually be able to pass them, but I'm a little scared too because they keep running into each other.
Okay, Owen, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
So the other cool thing about Chief as well is he has voice recognition.
10th position.
And he'll update you.
Yellow flag. Caution.
He'll update you as the race goes along. He'll give you stats like where you are in position, how long you have left in the race. But he'll also answer you, and you could be like, "Hey Chief, how much time is left?" Or "Hey Chief, how are my tires looking?" And he'll like respond to you with those statistics. So he'll tell you like, "Oh yeah, mate, your tires are too cold." You know, he'll be like, "Yep, we have 5 minutes left in the race," or like, "What position am I in on track?" or like, "How many laps do I have left?" So Chief's really awesome about that. It's a very handy tool, and that's a third-party tool as well. That doesn't come with iRacing. That's a tool somebody else made for excuse me, iRacing and some other racing games as well. I think it works for like Assetto Corsa and Forza and all those things. So I'm gonna let this guy go by.
All right, clear right.
Anyway. Oh yeah, have a good night, Hux. Thanks so much for showing up. I know it's like super late for you, and you really didn't have to show up, but I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yellow flag.
All right, we got another yellow flag coming up. So somebody binned it again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Oh my god, this guy just keeps going out of control.
The leader's just done it. 139.
All right, he gave up finally. He's just like one too many spins. He decided to reset his car, and that's why he disappeared. He's just like, I've had enough. All right, I'm starting to get the hang of this track. I'm starting to see some of the corners. But honestly, like talking with you guys like this, I am not paying attention to the track in the slightest. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's what. But it starts to like come naturally to you after you run through a track like 10 or 15 times. Like you really do like just start to like, your brain just starts to learn it, and it starts to learn like where the corners are. You start to get a better idea of like where your braking markers are and where you should brake, how hard you need to go into a corner and all that. Babinka, welcome.
Okay,
hello.
the next car is
Thank you for
Spencer.
coming. If you don't know Babinka Bear, she's an artist and a art history streamer. So she does a lot of really cool streams where she looks at like art history and also like other people's art, you know, like digital artists and things like that, and talks about them. So definitely give her a follow. So welcome to the mechanics. So how are you guys all doing tonight? I've been talking a lot about myself and a lot about iRacing, but I want to know how you guys are doing.
The leader has just done
Is your Monday night off to a good start? Oh no, I spun out! No, I didn't spin out. I saved it. It's going? Yeah, it's going. It's funny, after I get off work, I don't want to think anything about like the next day, right? I just want to be like, all right, I'm going to enjoy my evening, play some video games, you know, just like chill out, you know, not think about the next day. I mean, it always creeps in, right? You're always getting anxious about the next day, but you know, it's like it's good to kind of just, you know, chill out, take some time for yourself, not think about the next day, not get too stressed out about it, especially when it's a work day, right? But I've noticed that like I've been making a lot of friends with folks in like Southeast Asia and the Philippines and stuff, and they'll come in and they'll already be on the next day, and they'll be like, "Good morning, it's Tuesday," and I'm like, No, it's not. It's Monday night. I don't want to think about Tuesday morning. I want to enjoy my Monday night. I just think that's funny. that the time zones are just like so different across on the other side of the world that it's already like in the future. All right. How much longer do we have? I'm on lap 4. I think everyone else is probably 2 laps ahead of me, though. Actually, I haven't seen anyone. I don't think I've gotten lapped by anybody yet. Yeah, the leader is actually 37 seconds behind me.
The leader's just done it. 138.3.
All right, so if he's doing a 138.3, that's what I want to be doing on this track eventually. I want to be aiming for the 138s. So I think if I practice this track more this week, I can probably get into like around 140.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes left in the race. So this race is not determined by lap number. It's actually determined by race time. Wow. Something about that turn just gets me. So you basically race as quickly as you can in 12 minutes. And then when the leader gets to the finish line at 0, then there's one more lap left, and everyone races one more lap. And then that's the finishing order. This corner is really cool. I really like that bend in there. I could take that a lot better. Yeah, there's like oil on the track. Yep. So one of the coolest things about iRacing recently, they recently put in weather. They have rain now. So rain has been something that the community's been asking for like over a decade. This game is actually really old. I think iRacing started in like 2009 or 2008 or something, and they've just been like developing it ever since. But they've only recently put rain in the game. So they have a whole series now where you can just race on like rain-only tracks and like race in the wet. It's really neat. So I haven't yet had a chance to try that. So maybe we can do a stream next week where we do one of the rain sessions, and I can just crash out everywhere, and see if we can put a lap in.
You need to push if we're going to hold.
Did I ever play Diddy Kong Racing on the N64? Yes, I played the shit out of Diddy Kong Racing. It's actually my favorite N64 racing game. I know Mario Kart 64 is the fan favorite, but I really, really enjoyed Diddy Kong Racing. So my older siblings would go and rent it from the rental thing and bring it back, and we would play that like all weekend. And I really liked the hovercrafts. I thought the hovercrafts were just such a cool idea for like a racing game at the time. The arena mode is kind of cool. You can like shoot missiles at each other and stuff, but really the hovercrafts and the airplanes and all that is just really a lot of fun. I really liked when I was growing up, I really liked open world gameplay a lot. So having the like overworld that you can kind of just like roam around in the carts and stuff and talk to what's the elephant's name? It's like Haj or something, or Jeff? I don't remember. Whatever the elephant's name is, he's really cool. I love just like rolling up to the elephant being like, yo, what up? So yeah, I really liked Diddy Kong Racing a lot.
Your lap time was 1:54.2.
There was Episode 1 Pod Racing, the Star Wars game, Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racing for the N64. Actually a really good racing game, a lot of fun. That had a lot of customizability where you can build your own pod racer,
That's 2 minutes
run it
left.
along the
2
track. It
minutes.
had like a campaign mode and all that. That was a lot of fun. Of course, played a lot of Mario Kart 64. What other racing games were there? Cruisin' USA, 100%. I think that was like the third game we got for the N64. It was like one of the first ones we got. That was so much fun because a lot of the games on N64 were like arcade game ports, especially when it came from like racing and sports games. So like NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time, all those games. Cruisin' USA, so much fun. And there's all the sequels too. There's like Cruisin' Exotica, Cruisin' World. Those were good. The Rush series. Oh my god. Rush series was so much fun. So this is like San Francisco Rush and Rush 2. Those were really good games. So those were more serious games, a little arcadey. But they were arcade racers, but they weren't as like arcadey as like Cruisin' USA. And yeah, Cruisin' soundtrack is awesome. So we're definitely going to bust out the N64 at some point. So what I want to do is I know we can do emulator games, but like I want to get a capture card and actually like play the physical hardware, because like I own all that stuff. I own the N64. I have a really good N64 collection. I want to hook it up and play it for real with the controller and everything. So we're definitely going to play some old school N64 racing games. You know, Rush, Cruising USA, Diddy Kong Racing. We're going to dive into all that stuff. So look out for those games. It looks like the leader's about to catch up with me, so I'm going to let him pass. So he's about 3 seconds behind me. Oop, 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 taking this turn a little too sharply. So I'm just going to pay attention here, watch my mirrors, and then once the leader catches up with me, I'm going to let him pass. I'm going to pull off the racing line. So you'll also notice on the track here, we've got, like, you'll notice on the pavement, there's like some black areas. That's where the racing line is, and the cars are going over and braking, and what it's doing is it's creating what's called track evolution. And track evolution is when cars have gone over the track a certain number of times, and they've worn down the rubber into the track, and when the rubber gets worn into the track, it actually makes it grippier. So it's easier to go over these areas where you can see it's a little bit darker because there's more rubber from the tires laid into the asphalt. So if you go off the racing line, it's actually a little bit harder to maintain grip on the circuit because there's not as much rubber down there. So the simulator actually accounts for that kind of stuff, which is really cool too. Yeah, all the little realism stuff is like mind-boggling to me. It's like, oh man, they've been working on this for a long time. I can't remember if there's actually aero within the game. I don't think they simulate aerodynamics, but like the temperature stuff, the tire deg, the rubber on track, the track evolution, that's all in the sim, and it really makes a difference. You really notice it when you get up into the higher end racing series like the Formula 3 and IndyCar and stuff. All right, so that's the checkered flag. So we're coming to the end.
P10, there's the checkered flag.
All right, so I made P10, and what I don't want to do is brake immediately here and just like totally stop the car. I want to go around the track a little bit more because I'm afraid that there's going to be people behind me that are just going to like run into me. So I'm going to kind of take it slow, come up to a certain part of the track off the racing line, and then I'm going to get out of the car. Whew. All right, so that was our first race in iRacing. I was really hoping we could do Lime Rock because that's a really fun track. I might boot that up just to show you guys what it looks like. We'll spend a couple minutes playing that just by ourselves, putting a couple of laps in. But that was pretty cool. I didn't crash out. We didn't hit anybody. We didn't take anybody out. Yeah, and we weren't totally last. A couple of guys actually like quit the game. So if you go to results here, you can see, okay, I finished a lap down. That's all right. Fumihiko Eto-san finished a lap down. He quit before me, and this Oscar Zepeda guy, he was dead last. So I wasn't last. Does it actually damage the car and stuff when you crash? Yes, it does. So Trail, you can actually like break your suspension on your tires, and then that's it. You're done. You have to tow your car back to the pits, which has a timer set for it. And that could be like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on how big the track is. And then you actually have to sit there waiting for your mechanics to repair the car. If the car is damaged so much it's irreparable, you're just done with the race and you have to quit. There are instances where you can get like minor damage, like maybe your front wing takes a little bit of damage, and that will affect your performance, but you can still keep going. You might not get first in the race, but you know, you can keep going and you don't have to stop. So the damage simulation is really cool too. You're definitely going to see some spectacular crashes. I'm actually going to go back to one of those guys. I think Fumihiko was the one that was crashing out, and kind of go back a few laps and just see what happened with him. So we can actually watch the replay here, and I can view it from the, let's do the chase, and then we'll like speed it up. And we can see like, all right, what happened to this guy? So I think this was the yellow car, right? This is the one we were seeing like spin out a few times. So if we watch it, if we fast forward through it, oh, we can catch one of his, yeah, it looks like he spun out here. Oh, he just took the turn a little too sharp and then he lost control. So it's really cool like watching the replays, because when you're driving the car from your perspective, you may think you're doing everything right and you're like, man, I can't see what I did wrong. But if you go back and watch your replay and you see like, Oh yeah, I should have braked later or something like that. You can like improve on yourself and get a better idea of like how to improve your racecraft. So the watching these replays has been really beneficial for me in the past. All right. So let's quit out of this session and then let's go check out Lime Rock because I want to put in a couple of good laps for you guys and show you what I can do before we call it for tonight. So let's just jump in. We'll go into, let's see, not official. I want to do like a practice run. I think test drive. Yeah. Test drive. We'll do a test drive around Lime Rock. We'll use the V again because I really like the V, and then we'll do that. So we're going to boot up Lime Rock. So Lime Rock's a really special track for me. This is like the ultimate newbie track. It's very easy to get around. It's one of the fastest racetracks in America simply because it has a lot of straights. It flows very quickly. And you know, in this configuration, there's really no chicanes. So a chicane is like basically an S shape within the track, within the circuit, and it's designed to slow cars down. So, you know, think about it. It's like the faster you're going, the more dangerous things are, right? So if you're going flat out the entire time through a racetrack, the crashes are bigger, they're more dangerous. If you introduce, you know, chicanes into a track, it kind of makes it safer because it slows down the action. It also makes things more interesting because if drivers don't take a chicane properly, and you know they make a mistake, it affords the drivers behind them better overtaking opportunities to give them a better chance to get around them and kind of play up the order. So this is Lime Rock. This is special to me because it's a track that's fairly close to where I grew up, and it's in Connecticut. Northwestern Connecticut, beautiful country, the rolling hills, lots of trees, very peaceful. It's really kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it's you know, just a really, really cool track, really, really interesting track, very open. There's a big hill right, you know, close to the third and fourth turns, which gives you a really nice viewing area of the action. And it's just like a great place to go and have a picnic on like a spring day and watch some racing. Let me see if I can get you the gnomes. Oh, we're stuck in seating. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose there. Okay, so let's jump into it. All right, so we're in the pit lane right now, and we're gonna peel out. So this is just
speed limit is 56 kilometers.
This is just a test race, so we're not racing with anybody else. It's just us, so we're just gonna put in a couple of laps and just kind of show you the track here. So we got the hills off to the left, and then to the right here, oh, I'm gonna spin out. Straight ahead here, this is like a really cool viewing area up on the hill. So like when they have IMSA out here, which is a one racing series, that entire hill is just filled with spectators, like absolutely covered. And it's cool because like the slope is, you know, steep enough that like, you know, people don't get in each other's ways. You get like a really great view of things. So this is the first chicane here. And I like to call these things the nipples because they, you know, yeah, you get it. But if I take it right, I can kind of go flat out through the hill there and go right between those in a small enough car. So that's going to be our objective, is try to make those. All right, so I'm going to shut up for a second and see if I can get a good lap in. All right, so we go flat out down the hill, come around the final turn, and go down the straight. All right, so this is going to be our first real lap, and I'm going to see how quickly I can get one in. Probably could have braked later there. I'm going to feather the throttle around this turn. Full throttle. Brake a little bit. Nope, I didn't take that turn very well. All right, we're learning. See if I can, yep, full throttle through here. Foot is flat to the floor. Once we get to 83, we're going to shift up, and then we're going to brake for the chicane. Oh my God, I forgot there was a chicane. I thought we were going straight up the hill. I already forgot the layout. All right. Well, that was scuffed. So you can actually see my ghost up there. which is a cool feature of the track testing, so you can kind of like race your own ghost. All right. Come around here, head down the hill, shift up, flat out through the final turn. All right, we'll give it one more go. Are there any courses that are just straight up circles? Yes, Trail. There are ovals. So oval racing is like NASCAR, IndyCar, you know, very fast oval racing, which in my opinion is pretty boring to watch on TV. So I've never been a NASCAR fan. I've only started watching like IndyCar in the last couple of years, like kind of when I got into F1. But I will say in sim racing, oh my God, stock car racing and oval racing is so much fun when you're in the simulator, because there's actually a lot of strategy to it, because you have to really pay attention to like where you are drafting behind other people, really managing your tires, and like when you're going to pit for fuel and changing your tires, and basically like following behind people in some of the most dangerous situations without crashing into them. So oval racing in sim racing is so much fun. So I'm definitely going to show you guys some oval racing eventually. The only problem is like oval racing in public lobbies kind of sucks, because a lot of people think they're hot stuff and want to like bump draft everybody and really kind of crash out the field. And it causes a lot of people to get really angry on voice comms and rage out, which is, it's funny, but it's also like you might be in the last couple laps of the race and then some idiot thinks he's going to take first place and then wrecks everybody, and it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. So iRacing is definitely like high risk, high reward. And if you're a gamer that rages easily, I would say it's definitely not the kind of thing that you want to get into, because it's going to leave you like really raging, just because of the time investment, right? You're putting hours and hours and hours and a lot of money into it too, depending on how many cars and tracks you're buying. So, you know, you want to have a good time. All right, we made the chicane that time. Let's go. Let's go. Look at my delta. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. All right, this is gonna be our last lap here. All right, we're gonna lift off the throttle, kick it back up into full. I could probably take that a little bit,
Sector 2 time is okay.
a little bit faster. Shift up into fourth, go around the final turn, and down the straight. Yeah, so this is the racetrack I wanted to show you guys. This is what I wanted to race in tonight, because I could probably get into a podium spot had we done Lime Rock, but, you know, oh well, some other time.
Last lap was a 1:11.8. Sector 3 time's okay.
All right, so let's jump out of the car. And then we'll head over to our little chatting area before we call it for tonight. Let me just get my chat out of the way. And then go to our, there we go. Oh, that's a bit loud. So did you guys enjoy that? I know like racing isn't, you know, for everybody. It's a bit of a niche, but I really enjoy it. I have a good time. I hope it's entertaining for you guys. I hope I can get into some like fun races where, you know, we kind of go into it together. We get really like hyped in the heat of the moment, and you know, if we pull off a win, that's awesome. If not, you know, at least we get to see the end of a race and have some fun while doing it. So yeah, cool. Glad you enjoyed it. Hi Toga, thanks for showing up. Yeah, we got the pizza oven back here. We're we're chilling at the pizza oven for our Zatsus for now. I'm hoping to commission some backgrounds. Yeah, I want to do like a little garage, a little comfy garage. Maybe we'll have like a couch in there. You know, we'll have some racing cars going by in the background, something like that. So we're working on it. I've got some things cooking right now. I got emojis cooking for when we go affiliate. I've got a new Fugi model coming. So yeah, we got some things in the works. And yeah, my goals for the channel are basically from this point, I want to get to affiliate. Not for any reason of like really like getting money or anything, but really just to get you guys emojis so that you can use them. But any money I bring into the channel, I want to put back into the channel. So that means like commissioning art, getting new assets, new costumes. Eventually, I do want to be a full VTuber. I want a fully rigged model. So we're kind of starting thinking about that process right now, but I don't have any set date for that. So that could be 6 months from now. It could be a year from now. If I am still streaming, which I hope so, because I think based on what I've done before and what we've been doing tonight, I actually am having a lot of fun. So I really appreciate you guys showing up. I'm so stoked to continue doing this. And I hope you guys show up for the next streams, and whatever works for your schedule. No obligations, right? This is a hobby for me. I have my real life job, which is racing real life cars, right? And I make good money doing that. And I don't need a side gig. But doing something like this, it's really something that I want to get into for a while, and makes me feel fulfilled. And I want to hang out with people. I want to collab. I want to show up for your guys' streams, because I know I've got my little guys in here, my little guys, my little group that I started not too long ago of other streamers and people that are just getting into streaming. So I'm really appreciative of having you guys for the last couple of months, being there for me and giving me feedback and talking to me about what you guys want to do and what we can do together and all that. So yeah, really glad to have you here. Yeah, so that's really all I had planned for tonight. I didn't want to make it too long a stream, so you may not know it, but judging by how much fun we've had tonight, I am still getting over a little bit of a cold, so I'm a little bit on the tired side. But I chugged some coffee before we started, so I'm a little caffeined up right now. But I don't want to go too long, because I know I'm just gonna exhaust myself, and I don't want to do that. Right? I'm trying to be more mindful of myself going forward, and want to be amped for you guys. Want to bring it every stream, right? Yeah. So amazing debut stream, still a great debut stream. Yeah, thanks you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I don't really have an outro. So I think I'm just gonna call it there. So I want to thank you guys for coming. The VOD's gonna go up right after the stream ends. I've also been recording this, so I'm gonna have the VODs go up on my YouTube channel. And you can find the links for that below. So below you'll see my Twitter. Please follow my Twitter. I also have Blue Sky. So if you're on Blue Sky, please follow me there. I'll be simultaneously posting all my tweets to Blue Sky. My YouTube is down there. So subscribe to the YouTube if you want to see VODs. And also maybe, I don't know if I'll do shorts yet. We might do some clips. I might upload clips there. And my website is also down there as well. So my website is basically just a link tree to all those things. And it also has my email. So if you want to reach out to my email for any sort of moderator applications, or if you have business opportunities you want to present me with, feel free to send an email there. Thank you for the stream. Can't wait to see more streams. Yeah. So my schedule is up on my socials. I'll be back on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to play Art of Rally. So this is a game I've been meaning to play for a long time. It's a game that is rally racing, but it's in the third person. It's kind of a top-down view. It's very beautiful. It's a very pretty game. Very pastel colors, very aesthetic. I think it's a controller game. It's not a steering wheel game. So that should be really fun. And I think that's going to be a really good game for some of you that are really not into racing and don't know a lot about racing, but really like a nice, pleasant aesthetic. So I think that's going to be a really chill game. So we'll see how far we get in that. I'll probably keep the streams to 90 minutes to 2 hours. I don't want to go too long. And then on Friday, we're going to have F1 driver tier list. So I think for that stream, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what Formula One is, talk a little bit about the fandom, and then we're going to do ratings of the drivers. So, all 20 drivers on the grid right now, I'm going to rank them S rank all the way to F tier. I'm probably going to piss some of you off that are fans of Formula One or fans of certain drivers, but that's okay. That's what a tier list is about, right? Pissing people off. So I hope you look forward to that. Yeah, so that's my first week. And then I'll probably post next week's schedule. We'll do that on the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton's up there. He's in the higher tiers, definitely. I'm a fan of Lewis. I like Lewis a lot, but I don't want to spoil that. We're gonna get to that on Friday, so you gotta wait till Friday. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. That was a really fun debut stream. I think it went off really well. And yeah, I will see you all on Wednesday. So I definitely want to raid somebody. So let me just check and see who's raidable right now that I have on my list. Hold on one moment. Twitch.tv. Of course, I don't have that ready. So who can we raid? Oh man, nobody's streaming right now. Is Ham live? Big Ham? I follow Big Ham on my other account, but I don't follow her on my this Twitch. So I'm gonna follow her and we're gonna raid her. All right, let's go raid Big Ham. Be kind. Big Ham is awesome. She's an artist, rigger, VTuber, and she's a big hamster. So go follow her. All right, thanks for coming, guys. Have a great night. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Bye, 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 bye.